Hello and welcome to Paxton Road TV. It's another preview show. We are playing Manchester City, if you didn't already know, tomorrow. No, excuse me, Sunday. And we've always got super guests in the house to go through the show. But we've got to do this at the start, our intro. Hello and welcome to Paxton Road TV, PRTV, as it is now called. Sorry about that, I was coughing and spluttering. Preview show, Manchester City, Sunday. No Antonio Conte, Stellini in charge. New players all around the place. Well, not loads of new players, but a couple of new players. And to discuss the preview show in the house with me, as always. Can I individually add him on? Oh, he's there. And who else is there? There we go. There we go. I like that one. Oh, I don't like that position. Sorry, Sean. You know the score.
Absolutely, I'm down in the basement. That's better. I know my place.
I feel uncomfortable without it being in that. It's just that's how I am. You know,
no doubt, Jew's nuts will be having a go at me for my lighting. You know, so
as always. Well, Friday afternoon, gentlemen. I know we haven't had the press conference from Stellini as yet. It'll be interesting to know what will be said. We'll probably get to catch that after this stream anyway. But before we get on to everything, make sure you like the stream. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. We will have some changes again coming up. PRTV, as we've been mentioning before. You've seen all the stuff. But it's all about Tottenham Hotspur. So, Manchester City, not too long ago, played them. Sean, how are you feeling going into this game? Given we had a little bit of discussion, kind of what's happened. We've got Antonio Conte in hospital, maybe not in hospital anymore, but certainly recovering. Two new players, one forward, one a superb wing back, but we don't know what's going to happen. Players leaving the club, players' contracts being terminated. How are you feeling going into Sunday's game? Mr. Sean Hurl, banned from Twitter. Are you banned still? Are you still banned? Or otherwise?
I'm still banned, yes.
Okay,
I put my Insta address up today. So anyway, no, yeah, I mean, it's a state of flux at Tottenham. Isn't that always the case? We've got a criminal case possibly hanging over our director of football. We've got a manager who's just had his gallbladder removed. We've got a new right back who everyone's hoping will be playing, but you know, someone raised the possibility that maybe it'll be Emerson Royale. And yeah, it's, you know, much the same at Tottenham, you know, all change and no change and too much change, you know. It's chaos as ever.
All change and no change. Chaos as ever. Yeah, I know. I know, Sid. I know, man. I like that background because it's advertising talking points. Little inside bit of info there. No, none of you need to know what's happening, but I like it. Anyway, Jew's Nuts is in the house already. Your lighting is wonderful in sunny Glasgow. Sports capital, big up, lads. Do we want to extend Gooner point gap with Spurs win? Do we want to extend the Gooner point gap with a Spurs win? Yeah, actually, I do, because I don't want to lose to City again. Sid, same sort of thing to you, really. He's going to change his background.
God, it's like a cockfight here, isn't it?
This is terrible. The strutting like this is going to be walking down like this now. All right, then. He's changed his background. Anyway, Sid, I know you was a little bit hangry. You was hangry for a couple of days. You didn't want to come on our streams. Didn't want to talk about Spurs. I think you'd had enough, like most of us did. But have you calmed down now? And what's your thoughts going into this game?
I was angry, yeah, because you know what? That Doherty thing, I know there was a lot of people, a lot of people were like, oh, well, best get rid of him, good riddance. He's not done anything for us, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, before he got injured, he was playing really well. Yeah. And we was doing well and he was doing well. And then that injury, unfortunately, and Sean, you can back me up on that one, the injury sort of put him further back in the pecking order. But when he does play, he does play, he's all right, you know. And for them to send him out on loan, I was happy with. And then to get rid of him because somebody in the admin department hasn't got a clue what they're doing, yeah, and then get rid of him and terminate his contract and whatever. I'm like, do that then with Lo Celso, do that with every single player that you've got at that club. Terminate all their contracts then, because from what I've heard now, Lo Celso could be not Lo Celso, Ndombele. Napoli don't want him, and they don't want to buy him, and now they want to bring him back on a very, very cheap loan as an alternative. So, do you know what? I give up with this lot. So it is what it is. Transfer deadline day was what it was. And as Juice is saying, no, it's right. Sorry, I want to burst their bubbles. Yeah, I don't want to join them. But we move on.
I've not moved on from this comment. I'm leaving this lingering up here because it does look like, and the worst cry is, Sid actually does have a resemblance to Alf Garnett as well, which is uncanny. So this is terrible news. He's in a West Ham gear. He looks like Alf Garnett. Oh, man. What are you trying to do? Right.
I'm in West Ham gear now, look.
No, he's got it off. He's got back on. Right, let's get back on track. This show's beginning to descend into chaos.
Yeah,
can't
I ain't got much anyway.
Into chaos. Let's get on then. Let's get on. Let's share the screen like this. I like that. Get rid of the comments at the bottom, banners at the bottom, so we can see what we're doing. Tottenham versus Manchester City preview kicks off Sunday. As we look into the league table, currently stands Demlot top 50 points, having played 19 games. We can all do the maths, people. They have that same record in the next 19 games. Demlot will be on 100 effing points. That can't happen. It just can't happen. But then again, we're in that catch-22. We beat City, as somebody's already said, Jews. That means we are likely to give them more of an advantage, having played one game less than City. But the top 5 stands is Arsenal top, Manchester City in second, 45 points, Newcastle on 39, Manchester United on 39. We're on 36, having played one more game than Manchester City, Newcastle, and Manchester United. So, Sean, is it looking up or is it looking back? Behind, should I say? Pause.
No, I'm looking up. Always looking up. You know, you've got to. We've got to take care of our own house. You know, that playing extra games is putting us a little bit behind the 8 ball, and that's why I can't. You know, I don't want anything less than a victory on Sunday. I don't care about Arsenal. There's plenty of other things that can go wrong with their season. They've started to pick up the injuries that we've had all pre-World Cup. Let's pray for a Sean Dyche masterclass and put those seeds of doubt in their head. And City will be buoyed up to chase them down, but they don't need the points on Sunday.
Yeah, there's a long way to go. And this is what I'm saying. I think because we've had such a condensed season, it all seems like there's much more happened than it actually has with the World Cup being in place. You just got to look at that league table. And I'll go and have a quick look at it. Oh, wrong way. Go and have a quick look at it again so you can have a little bit of a comment on it, Sid. 19 games played for them. We've played 21. 17 games left for us. Some very winnable fixtures after the City game. Even the City game is very winnable. We were 2-0 up against them at their place. And we've got a good record, as we'll see in a little bit. But it's got to start Sunday. It's got to start Sunday, is it not?
It's got to start Sunday. But we've said this many times. It should have started last week. It should have started the week before. It should have started the week before. When we went 2-0 up at half-time against City at their place, we probably thought, yes, it started. It's starting again. And then the first 10 minutes of the second half, Morris said, it ain't started, mate. Something ain't started because I'm starting it. I'm a firecracker. I'm starting it. And then we fell to bits. But what can we say? No Conte on the touchline, which I think is going to be a massive miss. Massive.
You think?
Yeah. I think we need him on the touchline because some of the things that he does and what, the other two can't. I know that he's number 2s and number 3s and whatever, but I think with Conte there, he's always stood there shouting instructions, orders, jumping up and down, and I think we'll miss him.
But that's the reason why I think we might actually get away with it. For one, I agree with you. If it was going to be a continuous amount of games, 5, 6, 7, 8 games, and it's going to make a big difference. But managers get touchline bans. I know he's been in hospital, but I'm sure he's been able to get his message across. But it also gives these players a degree of freedom. As I mentioned before when we was doing the talking points, you've got like a bit of a good cop, bad cop situation in terms of a management team is how I would effectively work it. Either the manager's the really nice one. If you look at the Eddie, if you remember when Duncan Ferguson was at Everton, he was like the bad cop. You could see he was like the one who would rile the players up, and the manager then necessarily was a bit of a good guy. I think it's probably the opposite at Spurs. I think Conte is the one that will really get into players because of the way he is. And maybe Stellini, Ryan Mason, all the rest of them are kind of like nicey, come on, lads, put a shoulder around your arm. So because of that, I think that's the approach Stellini might take, unless he just does a mad one and goes, I'm going to... One game, these players have got enough about them to take the responsibility themselves and win this game. I don't know what your thoughts are, Sean, on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's time for the players to step up. Hopefully Pedro's going to give us a bit more thrust on the right-hand side. And, these are... we know how to beat Man City at home. I think we should, go into the game focused on the plan. I would imagine that Conte has had some input. There was some talk that he might actually be at the stadium, but watching from on high. So we'll never know. We'll never know until Christian confirms it in about 2 minutes when his press conference starts.
Yeah, when he starts his press conference. I don't get me wrong, it's not the ideal situation, to be able to make decisions, reactive decisions in a game situation, something happens that wasn't probably planned for, because football is not a game where you can know everything's going to happen after. It's so dynamic in that sense. But you certainly have patterns. We've seen some managers make substitutions regardless of what the game's like after X amount of time. Is that going to be Stellini's output, or is he going to react to things that happen on the day? Somebody's not playing well. Is he prepared to drag them off after 50, 60, 70 minutes? Or is it, no, I've got to follow this plan regardless? That's the only thing I don't know. His press conference will tell me a bit more about him personally, how he's going to approach this game, because it's probably the toughest game he could have for one game being in charge. But then again, these players have got a good record. So let's have a look at the fixtures this weekend before we start looking on the record against Manchester City. Chelsea versus Fulham tonight. Everton, Arsenal. Aston Villa, Leicester. Brentford, Southampton. Brighton versus Bournemouth. Man United versus Crystal Palace. Wolves, Liverpool. Newcastle, West Ham. Some tasty fixtures there. Nottingham Forest versus Leeds on Sunday. And to round up things for that weekend, it's our game. Spurs versus Manchester City kicking off at 4:30 on Sunday. Sid, are you looking up, down? And if you are looking up, are you looking at this game between Manchester United, or are you looking more at the game between, I guess, I was going to say, it is Newcastle, isn't it? Because they're the ones that are surprisingly above us. Newcastle West Ham's a really good game, though.
Listen, tonight's a good game. It's West London derby. Yeah. Sean Dyche is in charge for his first game tomorrow, so Sean Dyche hopefully will do what Sean Dyche does against them lot down the road. So Arsenal ain't going to find it easy against Everton. I think United game, like you said, and even a Newcastle West Ham game, because West Ham won the other day, and that might be a bit of a confidence booster. I know Newcastle they're not conceding many goals, right? But you look at their team compared to our team, they're not much better than our team, to be fair, but it's just they're playing together as a unit, and they've got defenders that they can trust, whereas we don't. And they got a good goalkeeper. So I think, like Sean said, I'm not really that bothered about the other games. We've just got to concentrate about us. We've got to go in with the mindset to win that game on Sunday. I know we're all going to say, well, if we win, it gives Arsenal the ascendancy, blah, blah.
Okay.
You know what? We've just got to do what we got to do, and then we got to let destiny take whatever's going to come, and whatever will be, will be. But we've got to concentrate on ourselves, and we've got to go and get them 3 points on Sunday. Simple.
We do. And the reason why I think it's a definite possibility, we all know that City are not playing as well as they have been in the last few seasons. Whether they've taken their eye off the ball slightly with regards to the Premier League, having won it 4 out of 5 years. Is it a new way of playing from Pep? You've seen these bounced out players like Jan Kinsella. I've not seen much of, what's his name? What's the midfielder called?
Phillips.
No.
Gundogan.
The little one. Oh,
Foden.
not Foden. He plays in the middle.
Silva.
Bernardo Silva. There you go. Bernardo Silva. What about Gundogan as well? Not seen much of him. Is he gone now? I can't even
No, he's
remember.
still there.
So there's players there that are not getting games who I thought they should be getting game time. He's obviously trying something with the Haaland team. And now we have to see whether or not they can get it right against us. I hope they don't, because looking at their results recently, and this is what we've got, this is the form for both teams going into this. Off the back of a 1-0 win against Fulham, they won 3-0 against Wolves. We lost, obviously, that game against them 4-2. Arsenal was the defeat before that. They lost 2-1 to Manchester United, then wins 4-0 to us, 1-0 against Chelsea, and a loss. So ours has been patchy, but then again, they've only had one more win in that time than we have. Is it a good opportunity now with the players that we've now got in a transfer window, Porro being one of them, Danjuma being another, both of which I like, Porro especially because he's going to be a right wing back that we've never had. I'm going to say that we've never had at this moment in time. Though he was good, but he wasn't defensively sound enough. I don't think he could have. If we could have had a combination of Doherty and Emerson Royal, I think it would probably been a better choice because, you know, athletically, Emerson does do much better. Pedro Porro, though, that's the one. Anyway, form guide. Any thoughts on that, Sean? They've won 3, we've won 2. They've lost 1, they've drawn 1, we've lost 3 in that time.
Well, obviously, there's a little bit of revenge, I hope, in our hearts for Sunday, because that was I mean, I didn't see the game. I still haven't seen the game because I was out. But
don't see it.
You know, that was a mauling, but it was self-inflicted. You know, we gave them the goals, so we have no problem scoring against them. It's just, can we tighten up? I saw signs at Fulham, and I saw signs when I watched them at Deepdale last week that, you know, the defence can snuff things out. Fulham, you know, particularly at Fulham at home, was a very impressive result. You know, that was we can't deny that. Let's hope that there's a bit of solidity that they've been calling for, and they remember the big meeting with Conte at the training ground the other Saturday, when he kind of probably let rip, you know, and tell them, you know, exactly what you've been doing wrong. You know? So yeah, let's keep a tight ship, and let's provide the bullets for our strikers to put them in their place.
It's kind of clear where our problems are. This is obvious. I know we know where our problems are, but if you go back to looking at the league table, we scored 40 goals. You know, above us, Manchester City scoring 53, Arsenal scoring 45. Nobody else in that top half of the table has scored anyone. You wouldn't expect anybody below that to have scored more because they would be higher up. So we are the third highest scorers. This is where the problem is. 31 goals conceded. Now, as you look down the list here, the only other team that matches us is Nottingham Forest down in bloody 13th. And didn't they get a beating 6 and 9s or something like that? I can't remember what they got. It was Southampton. I can't remember. But they got some big beatings. Do you know? So that's where our issues are. And too many times it's down to bloody mistakes by players in key areas, i.e. goalkeeper or centre-back. And we can't afford to give goals away at the best of times. But when you do ship goals like that, it's a recipe for disaster. So, again, we've got a massive chance. Home crowd with us. New players in. Porro on that right-hand side, giving us that attacking threat. Let's hope he does play. Because if it's Royal, I will not be happy. Because team selection is all important for this game. Very important. Sid, you like this part? Because I like this part. I know you like this part as well. Take this comment off the bottom, banners off the bottom. Season comparison. We know positions in the league. They've won 14 games to our 11. City drawn 3, same as us. Lost 3. The difference there, 4 games we've lost more. Now we're getting into some of the stats which interest me. 2.65 goals per game, per match, to our 1.9. So that's clearly an issue there. If we go for a free-flowing, high-scoring game, it will likely be City to come out on top, which we saw in the 4-2 win Clean sheets, not too much in that. Goals conceded. They're only conceding a goal a match, even though they're not playing that well. We're up to 1.5. Defensively, we're shocking. But that's the stat for me. This one here, 3.05, 1.52. It always seems to pan out. They're going to create chances. And if we give goals away and make mistakes, this equates to goals. This equates to goals, people. Sid, what do we need to do to make sure? I know the thing is keep a clean sheet because we can score. But what are you expecting from the defence now? Now that there's no Conte there, are we going to see Lloris in goal? Do you think it's time that somebody else went in? Or are we just going to go with the same team in terms of the back lineup? What's your thoughts?
I think Lloris will stay in goal. I don't think he'll bring Forster in. I think Forster is going to be... Is Sean frozen? No. I think Conte is going to be... Lloris is going to be in goal. I don't think he's going to get dropped for the league games. I think
Excuse me.
He'll stick with Forster in cup games and Lloris in the league. Defensively wise, you know what? I'm sure they put all the names in a hat every game and just pick 5 out at random, and whoever plays 3 centre backs and 2 wing backs. Whichever one comes out is playing. I want Lloris. Well, I don't want. Well, Lloris is going to stop. But I want Romero, Dyer, and Langley to start at the back. Poro again, like you said, at right wing back. But you know it's going to be Emerson Royal. And I'd rather not play with a left wing back at the moment. What we've got, I don't even want him to play, to be fair. And then the backup that we bought in the summer, he's not that much any better going forward or backwards. So I'd rather not start with a left wing back at all, to be fair. But then all that stats that you've shown, Sam, we looked at that when we played them away. And we all got excited, and then we got blown away. So I'm not even bothered. Yeah, all this I'm not bothered because
we got excited about this as well when we were seeing this until this one happened up here. It was like, oh, we ain't lost to them in 5 games. Blah blah blah. Got tonked. Sean, the results do show us that we have got a good record against City. Apart from that last one, we've done well against them home and away. As I said, we hadn't, apart from that one in there. I know the 3-0 in there because going on to the head-to-head. 27 wins against them lot. You wouldn't have thought so, but we have. We've got 27 wins, 16 at home, 11 away.
So, you have to remember that a lot of those were pre the ownership change. So, we used to regularly beat Manchester City at their place. So, yeah, I mean, that's going to even itself out very soon, I would say.
Tell people that sort of thing. You're not supposed to tell people that. They're supposed to think, we're great against City, that they're our bogey team and all that. How you going to spoil it?
I mean, even in under Pep, we've had a good record.
No, we have.
But it's you're dealing with a very well managed club, and it's money talks in the end, But I still expect us to give us a good account of ourselves, and I'm feeling, slightly confident that we can win on Sunday.
Well, we're going to see how confident because Sid's got to go soon, and so have I. So we're just getting this last bit of the show done, but we can't not go. I will update the scores. I will update the scores because I haven't been able to do that. So don't worry, I'm not trying to fleece any of you because I think you're still top anyway, Sean. We're sitting.
Oh no, I don't think so. I've had a mare in the last few weeks.
I'll check it out. What was I going to say? Score predictions. Sid.
You know what? The City game away, we were always optimistic in that, and then we went, and it was going to happen, and then it didn't. But I think we're at home. Romero, Poro, and Danjuma coming in might make a bit of a difference. I don't see it being a low-scoring game. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, and as much as I hate to say it, and I'm going to say it whether you like it or not, lots or not, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, and it's going to be 2-3. I think City will win 3-2.
Goal scorers? Since you do get points for goal scorers.
Yeah, I think. Right. I think Kane and Son.
Okay. Another inside joke, people. We're just we're having a bit of fun. Because angry. He was angry this week with City. He was angry. So I'm trying to get him to be less angry. Yeah, the good old days when we used to spank City. 4-2 to the Spurs from Johnny from Bethnal Green. Sean.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 2-1 to us.
Go on, Sean.
I think we'll sneak a win. And I'm expecting goals from Sonny.
Yes.
And from Kulu.
Okay. Right. That's good. Good.
I don't think Kane will break the record this weekend.
You don't think so? Oh. No. I'm going for a 3-2 win. And I think Kane will get the record this weekend. I think because of the fact that he didn't play in that FA Cup game, this guy's absolutely desperate. What bigger occasion than against the league champions at home, City, to break the record? And I think he's going to do everything. I think with Son now being a little bit more informed, let's hope he continues that. I think he'll notch as well. And I can see Scon.
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 That was fresh cream with jam.
Son
cream on first or jam on first?
I was just about to say that.
Scone getting a double with double cream. No, let's stop now. Son with 2 goals, Harry Kane with 1, 3-2 to the Spurs. Happy days. That's me. That's what I'm saying, lads. Score predictions are done. I'll update them as per usual. Make sure you put yours predictions in there as well. We can get the comments in the comment section even after the stream, and we will. Maybe not this Sunday, but we'll talk about it. We're going to be putting out the StreamYard banner so that if you guys all potentially want to join us on a stream, you're going to have to not, rush. Don't rush us now, you know what I mean? Because we've got to sort things out. Last comment here. Here we go. Juice Nuts thinking the same 2-1 to who?
Tottenham.
Oh, yeah, that's the Spurs.
Tottenham, we're at home, aren't we?
2-1. Yeah. Sorry, apologies. And come on, it's Kane's FC's hat-trick and score and Scone
one goal.
Yeah, you people are funny, aren't you? You're really good. I like that. That's what I'd like. That's it, lads.
Johnny.
That's it. I think we're done. You two, are you going to be hosting the show on Sunday? Can the viewers know that? They will need to know in advance.
Yeah.
The dynamic duo.
That's angry. I'm not angry. I'm not going to the game on Sunday, so I can host. Not a problem.
Oh, right. So you might want to change the time. I put it at 7. May want to change it to a little bit earlier after full time, but it's up to you guys. I'll try and join you by phone because I will be at the game. I will be at the game to see Pedro Porro create the opportunity for Harry Kane to get that.
Guess what? Good luck to you watching him for 3 minutes from the end.
Okay, Jammy. We're Jammy. Who's Jammy? We're not Jammy. We're good, man.
No, he thinks we're jamming.
Okay. Baked potato boys. Right, that's it, because he's got to go. I've got to go. Sean, thank you very much. Take it easy, lads. Make sure you keep tabs on the channel. We'll be coming back with new stuff soon, and I'm trying to find a outro. And we've got a new little outro. The reaction that's saying thanks. All courtesy of my man, Sid there. Thanks.